now I am joined by Lutho Mahambehlala, who is a first AD who holds a BA and majored in directing and screenwriting. His credits include working in Gqeberha the Empire, Cobreezy, My Brother's Keeper, The Real Housewives of Gqeberha. The list goes on. Hello, Lutho. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing? How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm great. Thank you for coming.
Oh, it's a pleasure. It's nice to be here.
Sure. So let's get into it. So a lot of people are not familiar of a first AD and might be familiar with the director. So can you just explain for us what is a first AD and the responsibilities that come with the name?
So that's actually a good question. It's a tricky thing to answer because I feel like, for example, most people know the director is like the creative. He's the guy who's like, this is what I want. The actors must crack now, or that. Then the producer's like the money person. So like the first AD is like the bridge between those two people.
Okay.
Because we like thinking creatively, how can we get all this done, like shoot it, make it look nice for the director, you happy. But then also it's like, this is money. Time is money. How can we do this in the time allocated with the amount of money we have, but also get like everything done, make it look nice on both sides, everyone's happy. But then also like the crew's happy because it's like, I don't want to be here doing overtime every day, Joe. So it's like you that middle ground for everyone. You like it's like a manager of a store or a supervisor. Like I don't have technical skills. I can't maybe operate the camera. I can't do makeup, but I know by 20 minutes for you, 20 minutes for you, 15 minutes for you. Yeah. We should be able to finish everything in like 6 hours, guys. Let's go. That's the type of person. And then you also like semi-therapist, semi-cheerleader, because it's like, I got to listen to your problem, understand, empathize, but then it's also like, can you do what I asked you to do? Sure. But I hear your problem. Let's try, find a solution, but let's not cry. Let's like, let's be sewing while crying. Yeah. I don't know, that type of vibe. So it's like a cheerleader, manager, the main boss, but also not the main boss. He's also like the muscle for the director, the enforcer, because maybe the director doesn't want to be like, yo, the actor wasn't so good or this wasn't so good. Sure. You have to be that person. It's like, hey, Joe, let's do better. Yeah. You didn't, that type of thing. So you're playing 3 different roles. Okay. But it's nice. It's nice. Stressful, but nice.
Okay, so with that being said, so what's a typical day like for you on set?
It's tricky because I think, so like if I'm a first, actually I think most AD positions, it's like it starts mad early. So like if the call time is 6 or 6:30, usually you're up probably at 4, you're already looking at what you're gonna shoot at like 4:30. Maybe at 6 you're already there. Everyone else is maybe eating breakfast. You already like planning. Like in 15 minutes you need to be done with that oats. You need to be like closing that takeaway now so we can start setting up like makeup. Like you that's the typical day for me. And then I think like at 6:30 then it's like, let's go. It's like Formula 1 type things. Okay. Bala, we running. Actors, let's go to makeup. Crew, let's go. It's even to the point where like you're finding the director because maybe they just arrived or they still drinking their coffee. Like they trying to settle in. Still 6:30, but you're like, hey, James, something. Like kill the cigarette, kill whatever you were doing, switch off the phone, tell your daughter you love her. Let's go. Let's go block, let's go set up the equipment. People go change, wardrobe go iron your clothes, like things like that. And then after that it's just timing everyone. It's like if you ask for 20 minutes, I'm gonna be here every 5 minutes.
Sure. To remind you.
Like 20 minutes, we still good. Tell me now. If not, because like if you tell me early, maybe we can make a plan, change things, But yeah, that's usually the day. Then the one thing I want to say is like, how can I put it? The day, as much as you prep for everything, like there was a time I used to literally detail the day out by like every 30 minutes, this is what should be happening. It will never go like that. Like something will happen. Like an actor will just be like, yo, I ate something in the morning and I wasn't supposed to eat it. Like, and you're like, it's your own diet. And they're like, I didn't know. Or they did know, but they wound, Sometimes you're like, I shouldn't eat cheese, but it looks so good. I couldn't stop myself. And then, so it's a bit tricky, You can't predict a whole day. But the one thing I always know is I'm always going to be standing. I'm always going to be moving. you always got to be like listening for things, like for sounds, for information, because you could hear something like, I think Yaneta punch, and you like, oh yeah, the next scene is outside. So it's like you heard it, you didn't do anything about it, you didn't go check. Even just opening your phone, being like, oh damn, who's on it? Okay, boss, it's gonna rain. You know, things like that. So yeah, it's like trying to predict the future. That's it the whole time. But you can't, you know.
You can't really do that.
Yeah, it's like being a control freak.
Okay.
With no control.
With
you just
no
have
control.
to accept that. The house is falling.
Yeah.
Korapa's falling.
Okay, so do you ever have any expectations before a production starts?
Yeah. I think it also depends. Like for big productions, I always expect like, I don't know why I always in my head expect this, but I always just expect like I'm gonna see either big name actors or like some form of equipment I only see on like Hollywood type sets. Like I think on Gqeberha, I was like, oh, like I expect obviously Mr. Presley is going to be there. The show is called Gqeberha, but I was like, I expect like this is going to be like something I've never seen before. And then boom, there was a crane, I think on my third day, and I was like, I've never seen this live. Like this is cool.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I think like depending on what level of production, what type of show, it's different expectations. Like for Gqeberha, it was my first show, so there it was like no expectations whatsoever. I was just like, it was like a kid that got taken to work one day and was like, oh bro, this is cool, camera, oh that's an actor, what, Zimkita, whoa, like that was me for I think the whole 9 months of my, I was like, yeah, this is dope. And then after that you start like, I expect there's gonna be like, I don't know, for this show there should be like radios or like security, this type of, you know, we should have like cars to transport everyone. And then sometimes when you're working on lower budgets, it's like, okay, I'm probably gonna have to do more work because we can't like pay 3-4 other people to do what I used to delegate to someone else. So it's like, yeah. But most of the time I'd say don't go anywhere with expectations. I mean, have standards like for yourself and work standards. Like I want to be paid this much and I don't want to do overtime all the time, you know, overtime. But, you know, apart from that, I say just like, don't expect anything. It's the film industry. It's, you know, just accept it. It's going to be fun. If it's not fun, hey, dog.
Yeah, okay. So do you ever, has there ever been an incident where you realize that the set's temperament is affecting or impacting this, the set?
Ooh, I think, I don't want to mention the show, but like there's been a few shows I've worked on. I think, yeah, there've been a few shows where I worked on where it's like, not to blame anyone on the show, like not to say it was anyone's fault, but it's just like stress, bro. Like you've been working on something. Some of these shows you work like for 6 months. So it's like I've been seeing you for 6 months, 12 hours. And like maybe I'm angry about something that happened at my house. Now I'm like, we all just got this anger and it's like, I want to go home, dog. Like I really want to go home. And then sometimes you can tell like, you know, there was a plan that we had all discussed in the morning and now things aren't working out. Maybe God was like, it was on it and I'm trying to gents, or, you know, the neighbor's dog today is barking very loud and the sound guy's like, there's nothing I can do about it. And then everyone else is mad at him. So that does happen sometimes. And I mean, as an AD, that's where the whole like cheerleader / clown thing comes into it, where you're like, okay, I see it. Everyone is angry. Everyone is a bit walking on eggshells type vibes. And you're like, sometimes me personally, I don't mind. I'm just like, I'm gonna make a clown of myself.
Okay.
Yeah. There's been times on sets where I've just been like, you know, everyone's tired. Everyone's angry. I'm gonna do what we all want to do but can't do. I'm just gonna lie down on the ground.
Oh.
And, you know, you see it, you laugh for 5 minutes, but then it's like, cool, you laughed, you were happy, you had a bit of a emotional boost and you can keep doing your job. Then I get up off the floor and continue doing my job because it was like, you know, or I crack a joke, or sometimes I'd like, my favorite thing to do would be to, specifically at Zimkita's house on Gqeberha, would be to like fake walk into the glass or the glass. Yeah, and then people would be like, what the hell? And then, you know, it's like a quick smile moment. you're happy, you forget that, hey, dog, it's been 12
Sure.
hours, so maybe overtime for another hour.
Yeah, because you're helping yourself, you're helping them too,
You get
lightening
me?
the set. Yeah.
Those small things like that. I feel like most ADs I've worked with who were first, where I've been a second or a third, also I understand that where they just like, where they'll say something really weird on the radio and everyone can hear. So it's like, yeah, it's just, you got to make a joke or something.
All right. So now, how do you manage a tight schedule?
Ooh. Prep, honestly. I think
Okay.
just prep. If you have like pre-production days before you shoot, try to speak to everyone, the director, the camera operators, the DOP, lighting, everyone. Try to figure out like what they're gonna need, what they think might go wrong, plan what you think might go wrong, have plan A, B, C. Like if you can do all 26 letters of the alphabet, that would be perfect. That's the one thing I'd say. Prep.
Okay.
Yeah. Just prepare, know what's going on, read your script.
Okay.
Yeah.
Preparation.
Know as much as possible.
Okay. So, can you describe a moment when you had to make a tough decision? And was it on the benefit of the production?
I think not the last shoot I worked on, but there was a web series actually that I was working on in PE last year. That one we had been going overtime, I think 2-3 days in a row. And then the last day it was like, we're gonna go overtime, but we're not even gonna finish what we were shooting for the whole day. And we also had background there and we can't pay them for overtime, so they had to go. So I was like, gents, let's just like go outside, tell the background they can go home, like close this restaurant, and then go shoot the final scene that you need for this web series. Because that was like everything else we had shot inside the restaurant is like episode 5, and the thing outside is like episode 1. The end, like the cliffhanger, like the thing you sell your show on. And I was like, nah, guys, I'm going outside. But if you shoot, you'll find me outside. And I told the background, you guys can go home, thank you. And they were like, oh, wow, okay, wow. But they'd never seen me shout, so they were a bit confused. Like, oh, we can go home, but he seemed so angry, but yeah. And then they went home. And then after a while, I think the director was like, actually, thank you for that, because she figured it out, like, yo, as much as what I thought I was shooting is important and it looks beautiful in the moment, you were thinking like, when I'm done with this whole project, I'm going to need all these pieces of the puzzle. So I think it worked out. I haven't seen it yet, but she was happy with what was shot. So I'm happy.
Okay. All right. So you worked in big productions, like Gqeberha, The Empire, Gqeberha, My Brother's Keeper. So what have you picked up or learned from working on those productions?
I'd say the one thing I learned a lot from the big productions, especially Gqeberha and My Brother's Keeper, like no disrespect to Gqeberha the Empire, that one was like early days for me. I don't know, like film stuff.
Still getting into it.
But like the other two, I'd say like I noticed preparation. Like that's the one thing I gotta say is like if you know what you're doing or what you want or even if you know what you don't want, it makes it easier to get like your vision across. Because like that's the one thing I'd say with Gqeberha is the main reason the show looks so good is like the people in those specific heads of departments and even the directors. Like I don't want that, and I'm willing to like die on this hill, or like I want this and I'm willing to. So it's like a thing of like passion, preparation, and knowledge, because then people can't like lie to you and say I can't do it, because you're like, I know you can't do it, because to do it you need A and this and this and this, and then you make it happen. So yeah, just be prepared, knowledge, and then also communication. I'm not gonna lie, that's one thing I've learned over these big productions is you have more and more people, so you need to get better at communicating. Yeah.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Lutho. So where can people find you?
Except for like my house and stuff like that. No, I'm joking. Instagram, a film by Earl, a film, one word, a film by one word _ Earl, EARL. Yeah, I don't use the TikToks. I don't use Twitter. It's a bit toxic. And LinkedIn is for professional work, so let's not do that.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much, Lutho.